Alex, Eala, and Nadiia Kichenok. Stunning victory, dominating Rakhimova in Kudermetova in epic fashion. The sun dipped behind the skyline of Guangzhou, but the energy inside the court burned brighter than ever. Fans packed the stands, holding banners, waving flags, and waiting for one of the most highly anticipated doubles semifinals of the 2025 season. On one side, the fiery Russian tandem of Veronika Kudermetova and Kamila Rakhimova, renowned for their relentless aggression, their heavy ground strokes, and the kind of synergy that comes only from years of partnership. On the other side, two women who were rewriting the script. Alexandra Eala, the 20-year-old Filipina phenom, and Nadiia Kichenok, the Ukrainian veteran with ice in her veins. Together, they had formed a partnership that felt destined. Even though it was born from chance, few had predicted this. Fewer still believed it could happen. Yet, as they stood shoulder to shoulder, eyes locked across the net, one thing became clear. Eala and Kichenok were not here to participate. They were here to dominate. The power pair's rise. Their journey through the Guangzhou Open had been nothing short of cinematic. From the very first round, the duo had displayed a unique chemistry that felt almost telepathic. Eala's explosive baseline play meshed seamlessly with Kichenok's precision at the net. The crowd adored them, not just for their skills, but for the way they played. Passionate, fearless, and joyful. Each match became a story of its own. They toppled seeded pairs, turned deficits into triumphs, and captured hearts across continents. By the time they reached the semifinals, fans no longer called them underdogs. They called them the unstoppable duo. The opening storm. As the first ball was struck, it was clear this would be no ordinary battle. Kudermetova's serve exploded off her strings, the sound echoing to the stands like a cannon. Rakhimova followed with blistering returns, pushing Eala and Kichenok deep behind the baseline. The Russians broke early, taking a 3-1 lead. Their power was overwhelming, their confidence radiating. But Eala's spirit doesn't bend. It burns. She clenched her fist, looked at Kichenok, and whispered, "Let's fight back." What followed was a masterclass in resilience. Eala began to adjust her timing, reading Kudermetova's serve, countering with deep spinning returns at forced errors. Kichenok ever the strategist started anticipating at the net, cutting off angles and redirecting volleys with surgical precision. One by one, the points fell their way, 3-3, then 4-2. 4. The Russians looked stunned. The battle for the first set. Every rally was a war. Kudermetova blasted forehands. Eala countered with precision. Rakhimova attacked the net. Kichenok lobbed perfectly over her head. The intensity peaked in the 10th game when Eala faced triple breakpoint on her serve. With the crowd holding its breath, she unleashed 3 unturnable serves. Each faster, cleaner, more confident than the last. The scoreboard read 5-5 and the tension was electric. At 6-6, the set ended a tie break. What followed would later be described as one of the most thrilling tie breaks of the tournament. Eala and Kichenok race ahead. 4-1 only for the Russians to claw back to 6-6. Then on set point, Kichenok angled a volley so deftly that it brushed the line and died. On impact. 7-6, 8-6. The crowd exploded in applause. Eala leaped in joy, her signature fist pump cutting through the air. Kitchen smiled calmly, her experience grounding the moment. Together, they had taken control. The art of domination. If the first set was a fight, the second was a performance. The power pair turned every rally into art. Fluid, synchronized, unstoppable. Eala's energy was pure fire. Kichenok's touch was pure elegance. They broke. Serve early, surging ahead 3-0. Kudermetova's frustration became visible as she muttered to her partner, slamming her racket after another Eala winner. By now, the momentum was irreversible. At 4-1, Kichenok's defensive magic left the Russians in disbelief. Stretching, sliding, deflecting every attack until Rakhimova sent the ball wide. The crowd roared. Sensing victory, Eala raised her racket to the sky. Her confidence was radiant, her movements effortless. The match reached 5-2. One game away. Match point. Glory. Eala stood at the baseline, bouncing the ball with focus. The stadium hushed. She served wide ace 15-0. Next, a deep cross-court forehand force an error 30-0. Then, a breathtaking rally. Eala's speed against Rakhimova's power. Finally, Eala unleashed a forehand winner that screamed down the line. 40-0. Triple match point. A looked at. Kichenok nodded. One more serve. She sent a spinning second serve down the middle. Rakhimova returned it short. Kichenok glided forward, slicing a delicate drop volley that landed just beyond the net. The ball bounced twice. Game set match. Eala and Kichenok. 7-6. 6-2, the crowd erupts. The stadium burst into thunderous applause. Filipino flags wave high. Ukrainian chants echoed from the stands. Eala collapsed to her knees, overcome with emotion. Kichenok pulled her into an embrace, both laughing, both crying. It wasn't just a win, it was a statement. They had not merely survived against one of the most feared pairs in women's doubles. They had dominated them in epic fashion. The post-match emotions. During the encore interview, Eala's voice trembled with joy. It feels unreal, she said. We believed in each other and that belief carried us through. Every point was a fight, but we never stopped trusting. Kichenok, smiling beside her, added, Alex has a heart that never quits. She makes me believe we can beat anyone. The chemistry between them was undeniable. The way they look at each other. Equal parts respect and affection was the essence of doubles tennis. The reporter asked if they expected to reach the finals. Eala laughed. We expected to play with heart. The results followed. The night of reflection. Later that night, long after the interviews ended and the lights dimmed, Eala sat alone at the edge of court, her racket beside her. The echoes of the crowd still lingered. The applause, the chants, the pride. She Thought about her journey, the early mornings, the sacrifices, the loneliness of the road, and the fire that kept her going. She thought about the Philippines, about the young kids watching from home, dreaming just like she once did. Then she looked up at the moonlit sky and whispered, "This is just the beginning." Kichenok joined her quietly, handing her a bottle of water. They sat together in silence, smiling. No words needed, just two warriors who found victory in friendship. In the heart of battle, epilogue, the mark of champions. The world will remember this match not only for its intensity, but for what it symbolized. A Filipina star rising on the world stage. A Ukrainian veteran leading with wisdom and grace. Two women, different yet united, rewriting what teamwork means. Their victory over Rakhimova and Kudermetova wasn't just a semi-final win. It was a statement of purpose, a declaration that passion and trust can defeat even the most formidable opponents. So, as they walk toward the finals, their legacy is already sealed in the hearts of fans. Because when the world doubted, they believed. When pressure mounted, they smiled. And when history called, they answered. Eala and Nadiia Kichenok. The power pair, dominant, fearless, unforgettable.